Hello, children. I welcome you all to another session of Ingredients of Modern Industry. So, without any delay, let's get started and learn something new. Ingredients of Modern Industry. I welcome you to another session. Today, we shall be discussing about natural gas and other non-conventional sources of energy. We have already discussed about coal and petroleum. Let's discuss about natural gas. Natural gas is associated with oil fields. It's mainly found in those areas where oil is found, and it is used for domestic purposes like LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, for commercial purposes in hotels, restaurants, for industrial purposes, and it is also used in automobiles. CNG, compressed natural gas. People are switching over to CNG because it's cheap and then it causes less of pollution as well. The major producers of natural gas are UK, USA, and Netherlands. So, natural gas is associated with oil fields and it is used as domestic fuel, industrial fuel, and in automobiles. Now, in India, large reserves are found along the deltas of Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri rivers. So, all over world, it's found in UK, USA, Netherlands, and more. And in India, large reserves are found along the deltas of Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri. In Assam, that is Digboy, and in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So, large reserves of natural gas are found along the deltas of Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri rivers, and also in Assam, that is Digboy, Gujarat also, Ankleshwar, Mumbai High, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, we will analyze and interpret a map. You can see in the map, Assam is marked. Assam is also known for the oil field Digboy. Gujarat, known for the oil field Ankleshwar. Bombay, Mumbai High in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh. So, large reserves of natural gas are found in India, and we are privileged to and blessed to have these reserves. For natural gas is also an important ingredient for industries, and it is also used as domestic fuel and is extensively used in automobiles nowadays. Let's try to analyze the advantages and disadvantages of natural gas. Let's see the advantages first. It is cheaper than coal. Then it causes less of pollution. It does not release harmful gases other than carbon dioxide. But then the disadvantages, the pros and the cons go hand in hand. And so the disadvantage is that natural gas requires frequent maintenance of pipelines. Of course, transportation is very easy in case of natural gas because gas is highly compressible and it can be transported at very low cost through pipes. However, the pipelines need frequent maintenance. So this is the disadvantage. And the advantages are that it is cheaper than coal and it is pollution free. It emits carbon dioxide, which is harmful. Other than that, it does not release any harmful gas. Now we will read about non-conventional sources of energy. Discuss about hydel energy, which is also known as white coal. Before I begin the discussion, I would like to inform you that hydel energy is considered both conventional and non-conventional. Small hydel energy plants are said to be non-conventional because they do not cause pollution or damage, while larger hydel energy plants are considered conventional because larger hydel energy plants cause damage to the environment and displacement of the people. They affect the water ecosystem and also compel the people to leave their homes. So, we will discuss about hydel energy, which is also known as white coal. What happens exactly? Rainwater, which is stored in the dams, dam is a structure. In this, rainwater is stored, and then this water is made to flow from certain height. When this water is made to flow from certain height, the water falls on the turbines which are installed beneath, and these turbines move and produce electricity. See a structure which is labeled as dam, and water is made to flow from certain height such that it falls right on the turbines and move the turbines, and these turbines produce electricity. So the advantage of dam is that it produces electricity. It helps to produce electricity, and this electricity is supplied for domestic purposes, commercial purposes, and to the farmers for running tube wells. And also the dams prevent floods, but then they affect the ecosystem of water by making the water flow in a certain direction, and it leads to displacement of the people. Nevertheless, leading producers of hydel energy are USA, Sweden, Norway, etc. I repeat myself, the leading producers of hydel energy in the world are USA, Sweden, Norway, etc. While in India, the major hydel power plants are Bhakra Nangal, Nagarjun Sagar, and more. And in fact, Jawaharlal Nehru also stated that dams would be the temples of modern India. Let's see the map depicting the dams in India: Nagarjun Sagar, Tungabhadra, Hirakud, Bhakra Nangal. Let's recall the advantages and disadvantages of hydroelectric power again. Advantages are: once a dam is constructed, electricity can be produced at a constant rate. Then it's a clean fuel source and it is not very expensive. The disadvantages are: see, hydroelectric power is not very expensive, but then it requires initial investment when dams are constructed. People living there are made to move from there, they are displaced, and then, as I discussed earlier, it also affects the ecosystem, the water ecosystem. Many fishes die, they perish. So there are advantages and disadvantages also. Because of dams, sometimes floods are triggered. The purpose of dams is to prevent floods. Besides this, the geologists also suggest that construction of dams can trigger earthquakes. Anyways, now we will discuss about solar energy, which is undoubtedly non-conventional energy. Photovoltaic cells, the invention of photovoltaic cells is revolutionary and has fostered and encouraged the use of solar energy for multifarious purposes. Earlier, it was difficult to trap sunlight at night, but then photovoltaic cells have made this possible. Photovoltaic cells, sometimes known as PVC, are used to trap sunlight. This is very important. Photovoltaic cells are used to trap solar energy or sunlight. Here you can see picture of solar panels on your screen. Now let's try to understand the uses of solar energy. Solar energy is used to run fans, charge batteries. Solar energy is used in tropical and equatorial regions to run geysers for cooking and to heat swimming pool. Use of solar energy on a large scale can reduce our dependence on non-renewable or conventional sources of energy like coal, petroleum, etc. So, solar energy can be used for to run fans, to charge batteries, to cook food, to run geysers, and to heat swimming pool. Now we shall be discussing about the largest solar power plant in India, which is located at Madhupur in Bhuj district of Gujarat. So the largest solar power plant in India is located at Madhupur, Gujarat, Bhuj district of Gujarat. Now let's try to analyze the advantages and disadvantages of solar energy. Solar energy is renewable, it's pollution free, so it's non-conventional, it reduces electricity bill, low maintenance for years, and then in summers we can make the best out of solar energy. However, the disadvantages are that to install panels we need lot of space, then the initial cost is really high, and solar power plants cannot work on cloudy days or at night, and during winters also we cannot harness solar energy. So there are advantages and disadvantages like head and tail of the coin. With this, I wind up the session of ingredients of modern industry and request all of you to go through the content in the book up till solar energy and go through the video more than once to develop insight into reality. Have a great day ahead and take very good care of yourselves, your kids and kids, and happy learning to all of you.